Hi guys, it's Tom again. I'm going to try to get this happening this time. Welcome to my live stream with a lot of things happening. Before we get started again, let me see. My name is Tom. You can see it right here. You can follow me here if you want to know more about the stuff that I talk about today. Instagram, Twitter, all the things is this name here. And I prefer Instagram over Twitter. So yesterday I tried to start a live stream and then I ended up getting kind of sick in the middle of it, in the beginning of it. And so I had to end it and I apologize for that. Today I want to jump in and actually do the thing that I had planned to do yesterday. So pretty excited about that. I want to make sure things... So I had to end it and I apologize for that. Hey, look at that. Sound matches up. That's good. I have a hard time for some reason when I have multiple cameras matching up the sound. Because I've got cameras to talk to you guys today, and I've also got cameras to show you all the things that I'm talking about. So, what on earth am I talking about today? Well, pretty much anybody who knows me knows that I really like camera gear and equipment, and that has been a thing since I was like a real little kid. I love gear and stuff, and since starting, I've had my own gear forever, but since starting a YouTube channel, my gear needs have sort of changed and had to become much more intentional. Before I had a YouTube channel and I would just kind of like work on projects or work on personal things or just plan to work on things I never actually worked on. What would happen is I would end up, sorry, let me take these titles off so they're not too super distracting. There we go. What would happen is I would end up collecting gear and just it would kind of be haphazard. I could get big things, little things, extra things, whatever. And especially since starting a YouTube channel, you have to be really intentional with the equipment that you have. And that means the stuff that you have, you need to have a reason for it. And especially if you're traveling, you can't just take everything with you, unfortunately. You have to take very specific things. So I travel kind of a lot just for fun and also for work. And a lot of the stuff, if I want to do anything YouTube related on the road, it involves taking this stuff with me. And I'll kind of explain what all this is in a second. Taking all this stuff is really difficult and frustrating sometimes. And, you know, it's expensive stuff and I want to take care of it. So my goal is to find the best possible way to do that. I've been spending the last several weeks like researching camera bags, which sounds boring to people who might not be into camera bags, but is actually super fun to me to watch like video reviews on camera bags. And I came across two camera bags that I was interested in, which were the ThinkTank Streetwalker Hard Drive version 2 and the Lowepro Protactic 450. The Lowepro one is like a super common bag. The ThinkTank one is a little bit newer. Both of them get really good reviews, and I've been torn between them. I got the ThinkTank delivered yesterday. I have not put anything in it yet. Like, it still has, you know, like a tag on it and stuff. So I wanted to do that with you guys and see like how this camera bag works, and then try it out, test it out, and see what happens. I also do have the Lowepro on the way, so I'm going to try that out too, see which one I like the best, which one suits my needs the best, and then keep that one. So I know it's sort of like dumb to buy two expensive camera bags, but I'm only going to keep one. And then I'll kind of know which one suits my needs the best because I travel a lot, but also this summer, the big thing that I'm trying to do is this summer I have a huge trip planned where I'm going to Iceland and Switzerland for several weeks. And there's two reasons that I'm going on those trips. The first reason is that I live in the desert and I wanted to go somewhere cold in the summertime. So Iceland obviously is cold basically all the time. It's got ice in the name. And Switzerland is... where I'm going by the Matterhorn has snow year-round, so yay. The second reason that I wanted to go on that trip specifically was I booked something that would be super fun for photo and video. So it's a fun vacation, but it's also photo video heavy. I also have a lot of work trips coming up between now and then. That's in June when I leave. And then also just some fun stuff happening where I need to travel with gear a lot. And I want to, now that I have the gear that I use all the time, I want to be able to utilize that effectively, travel with it safely, securely, easily. That's the goal. So I kind of wanted to explain to you guys what all this is that I use most often, and then we can see how it fits into this bag, the ThinkTank version 2, and see if that kind of suits my needs. For a number of years now, I've been using this bag as my camera bag, which is a Tenba something or other. I should have the name of it, but it's a great, if you look at like Tenba messenger camera bag, it's great. It has these little magnets which make this super satisfying click. Wait. It's so satisfying. It's also got this giant Velcro flap, but it's got Tenba's magic Velcro where it makes the Velcro noise. Wait, there we go. But if you pull it down while you open it, it's silent Velcro. I don't really know how they do that. That's pretty cool. So it's really great, actually, for traveling anywhere. I've had this in rainstorms and snowstorms. Everything inside has always stayed dry. It's got enough room for camera, a couple lenses, or an audio recorder, some pouches. It can hold a laptop or an iPad. This is like the best camera bag. It's just obviously not big enough to fit all of this, because I'm sure you can see this is all this equipment, and this is this bag. And, the two don't necessarily match up sometimes. There might be some lag on this overhead camera. If there is, I'm sorry. OBS does some weird stuff sometimes, so it's hard to sync the audio and the video. Everything always looks good when I practice and like test it out, and then it gets laggy and weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's super weird. But anyway, so I'll try to fix that in the meantime. But that's kind of the goal here. So actually, let's just talk about this equipment. Even if there is a lag, who cares? Let's jump in, and this is all stuff. I actually started a kit.com page too, where kit.com is just where you can go and kind of list your pages of equipment. I don't have any like affiliate links on mine even, because I haven't gotten to that point yet. But mine is just a list of stuff that I use, and everything on it, there's a link in the description below. Everything on it is stuff that I use at least once per week. So everything that's here on the table in front of me is stuff that I use at least once a week, if not more, some of it on a daily basis. So even though it looks excessive, there is a lot of use for these things. So I'll quickly run through what this all is, and then we can kind of go through and like see how it could be organized in this bag safely. So the gear that I use most often, everything is built around this camera right here, which is the Canon 6D Mark II. This has quickly become my favorite DSLR of all time. It's a full frame camera. It does great in low light. It has great video features. It doesn't have 120 frames a second slow motion, but otherwise it's got pretty much everything you could want. Especially, it's the only full frame camera out right now that has a fully articulating LCD display, which is huge for me because obviously if you're filming yourself, it's very helpful to have the camera to be able to see what's happening. But also just doing video, there's oftentimes the camera's down low or up high, and being able to tilt a screen to see what you're recording is super helpful. It also has Canon's dual pixel autofocus, which is like the best autofocus around. So this camera is, I love this camera. I got this in December, and this is pretty much everything I've been doing since December has been filmed with this camera. There's a whole video about it as well. So that's kind of my main thing. I'm sort of going to move stuff off to the side as I talk about it so that way I can make room for the bag. In addition to that, I've got 3 lenses. These are my 3 lenses that I use, and I've talked about each of them on this channel before. The first one, which is normally what I film all of these shots with, I'm using a borrowed camera and lens right now since mine is, here. So this is how I'm filming myself, filming my camera. I'm borrowing a camera. But this is the lens that normally films these shots, which is Canon's 35mm f2 lens, which has image stabilization. It's a great, this is probably my favorite lens, at least currently. It could be dethroned pretty soon. This is has been for maybe the last 4 or 5 years my favorite general lens, which is the Canon 24-105, the L lens. This has image stabilization. It's built super well. This lens has been all over the place with me. I actually bought this lens used, and it's holding up great. This lens, this is the one you can put on your camera and just like whatever comes at you throughout the day, you're going to be able to handle it if you have this lens, and it's going to look really, really good. And then the other one, which is new, and that's a video, not this week's video, but the one before it, is a review of this lens, which is the Canon 16-35 f4 with image stabilization. So this, the reason I said this has been my favorite lens is because this is quickly becoming a favorite, because 16-35 is a really great focal length, and the image stabilization is tremendous. and I really, really love this lens. So I haven't used it enough to like really say, yes, for sure, the lens, this is, you know, my favorite compared to the ones I've used for years and years and years, but geez, I really love this lens. So the Canon 16-35 f4 is a truly fantastic lens. Can't get enough of this thing. I can't get enough of it. Sorry, puns. Okay, so those are the lenses. For audio, my main thing when I film, do have a battery grip for the 6D, which just gives it some extra heft, holds extra batteries. I mostly do this if I'm doing still photos or if I were doing video for a day, but it does make the camera very heavy. So if you're like vlogging or something, don't really want a battery grip. Otherwise, battery grip's fantastic, especially for stills. So then anyway, for audio, this has been the main thing that I've been using for a while now, which is I've been using Rode video mics for a number of years, but this is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. So this is the newer one they just came out with. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. It's got the dead cat muff on it, which works great. But this thing has a lot of improvements over the original Video Mic Pro, or the more recent one, which is first and foremost, no more 9-volt batteries. It has an easier to open battery door that takes a rechargeable battery that lasts about 100 hours. And if you run out of charge, you can pop that battery out and just put in 2 AA's, which is like a lifesaver. It also has just a little bit more, the cord comes off. So you can swap out cords, you can use different ones. If it gets damaged, you don't have to replace the whole microphone, which was a problem with the old one. It also has all of these controls on the back, which you might be able to see with that not autofocus lens. Maybe you can see it with this camera. It's got all of these controls on the back. And one thing that's really great about that is when you turn your camera on now, this microphone turns on automatically. So used to with the old video mics, when you were using them, you used to sometimes either forget to turn the mic on, not record any audio, or you'd leave it on and drain your battery. It doesn't happen anymore with this one because it turns on and off with the camera. It's a fantastic, I love this microphone. Everything that's recorded on my channel has been recorded with this now, just running straight into the 6D Mark II. Love this microphone. All right. The other option that I've been using for audio for a long, long time is probably no stranger to anybody who does, film and video, and that's the Zoom H4n. This is just the old school original H4n with dual XLR inputs, quarter jack inputs. This is a great audio recorder. I used to use this a lot more than I do, but I still like to have it for recording like environmental sounds, or if I'm using a camera like this, which I'll talk about, that doesn't have an audio option. This is really a great thing. I also, all my keyboards and things, when I run them through the mixer, I actually just run them into here to record like music live. So I use this for a ton of stuff. The Zoom H4n windscreen, of course. So that's there. Memory card holder, very important to take care of your memory cards. Keep them, safe, waterproof, dustproof, that whole thing. Got a time-lapse remote that I use for the 6D Mark II. Even though it does have a built-in intervalometer, so you can do time lapses internally, this is also nice sometimes just to be a remote shutter to avoid camera shake, and to also, if you're doing like self-portraits, it gives you a little more control. This is a great thing. This is something I got, actually I think a couple of these little tiny accessories. Whenever I go on trips, I don't like to buy cheesy souvenirs. I like to buy useful souvenirs. So this is like, this was my New York souvenir from B&H Photo, where it's like I'll go and buy something that I'll actually use. Those are my souvenirs, which is usually pretty fun. Let's see. Then we got a few smaller things. Joby GorillaPod, which is just a really useful tripod. These, and same with this. This is another little tripod, which is really, really helpful. These I think most people know the benefits of. They're super versatile. They're great for holding cameras. They're really strong. They can hold lights, cameras, audio recorders. But I also use these small, I set this over here, these smaller tripods. I have a couple of these. They're like $25. It's actually Dave Dugdale recommended one of these like 4 years ago. They're great for traveling. They're super strong. Even though they're real tiny, they can hold a full-on DSLR. Oh, God. That was my fault. I said I'm using a borrowed camera. I forgot to turn off the auto power off function. That's all right. I'll turn that off in a second. Anyway, these little guys are really, really helpful. Really, really fantastic. I always carry one of them, even if I don't know if I'm going to use it for sure, because they're just really handy. So that needs to come with me a lot. Then, of course, we've got some of like the more standard things like a, battery charger for the 6D Mark II, hard drive. I always keep my hard drives in separate hard cases, which are very inexpensive. And when you think of the important things that are on your hard drives, to me, it just makes sense to make sure they're protected in their own case. I've got this, which is really cool. This is another ThinkTank filter holder. I love this because it's very neatly organized inside. So you can put like polarizers, variable ND filters and stuff in here. They're color coded. It doesn't take up a lot of space and it keeps things nice and secure. This is really, really great. I'm going to talk about this in a second and this in a second. I've got a whole ND filter set for the 6D Mark II. This is great because this is mostly something I would use for landscape photography. This isn't a video thing. Extra battery, of course. Look at these snazzy Enthusiasm Project cards in a 3D printed card holder, because why not? And this little light here, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. See? Sorry. This light, I think it was Daniel Schiffer, who has a really great like photo video channel, recommended these little like $15 lights from Amazon. They're kind of plasticky, but they're rechargeable. They can get super duper bright. You can adjust the brightness of them. And these can actually these can do a lot. So this is a nice thing. God, I blinded myself. These can do a lot. Can't find the power switch because the light is so bright. When you're kind of in a pinch, these have a little clip on the back. They're made to be phone selfie lights, but it's not really what I use it for. It's great to you can clip it, clip it on a cord, and then you have a light hanging there somewhere. Clip it on, a visor or a hat or whatever. You've got light. Really, really versatile. Great things to have. Then, as we go through this, we've got this here, which I don't know where this ranks now because I really love the 6D Mark II, but up until then, this has been my favorite camera of all time, even though I'm kind of a gear snob and I never thought I would like a point-and-shoot camera. This is the Sony RX100 Mark V. Basically, all of the videos on my YouTube channel from June until December were made with this camera. This is such a great little camera. It shoots 4K, great autofocus, great low light. It's small, but it's durable. It's made out of metal. It's got the flip-up screen. Even the sound isn't that bad on it. The only thing I don't like about this camera really is it doesn't have a mic jack, so you do have to use a totally separate recorder. I would love if this had a mic input so I could plug like a video micro or something on it. Got extra batteries for that. Oh, the other thing I don't like about this, the battery life is like non-existent, so you need extra batteries. Charger for that camera there. Then we've got GoPro Hero 5 Black, which has... This is where it's going to get interesting with this camera bag, because the Hero 5 Black is this nice small camera, but of course, anyone who owns a GoPro knows that you need GoPro accessories, and so we need to figure out how these can fit in with everything else in the bag. So I'm going to set this over here for now. And then, of course, we've got this guy here, the DJI Mavic Pro. I got this drone last summer. The reason I got it was for the trip I'm taking this upcoming summer, because I was watching Matt Johnson's channel, and he did this awesome Iceland mostly drone video that was like, it blew me away when I saw that, and I immediately wanted to film drone shots in Iceland because of it. And so that's what I got this for. But I use this all the time. This drone is so much fun. I've only crashed it a couple times so far. And that's it. That's the main gear that I like tend to travel with. So that's a lot. I also have my 13-inch MacBook Pro over here, which I'm running the stream off of right now. Those are kind of the main things. There's other things I would like if I had the time or the space in the case, but there's a lot of stuff here. Hey, Sandra, I'm just going to check in with comments before we jump into the bag. Sandra, how much would all these tools cost? It appears I've been purchasing things over the years. Just curious, what's the least and most expensive thing on the desk? and the 3D printed card holder. And King Tim AZ, hey, it's Tom, what's up? So Sandra, yeah, the 3D printed card holder. Come on, how could I not do that? Yeah, so I have been doing camera and photo stuff for pretty much my whole life, and it has been my job as a digital media teacher for the past 7 years. So this isn't like I started a YouTube channel and maxed out my credit card. Like, this stuff is purchased over time. I've gotten more new stuff since I started a channel because my needs became more specific, but Sandra asked what the total cost of all this is. I don't know. I should add that up, but I'm kind of scared to add that up. Because everything here is mine. It does belong to me. The only thing it doesn't is actually the camera I'm filming with right now, which I borrowed because I don't have 2 DSLRs. The least expensive thing on my desk, I mean, aside from something like, these are great, and it's what the GoPro should have been from the beginning, because it's waterproof without a housing. It has a touch screen and a display on the back, so you can interact with the whole thing. You don't have to use this app on your phone if you don't want to. This camera is, I love this camera. I'm so impressed with this camera. And the most expensive thing on my desk is probably the 6D Mark II. This was, I think I got it for $1,700 because it was a holiday deal, but normally it retails for about $2,000. Kind of like fluctuates a little bit. But it's a new camera too, so the price is higher than it's going to be after it's been out for a while. This came out, I think, last summer, last fall. So this is probably the most expensive thing. Everything else is sort of in the middle of that. But it's crazy. We don't even want to talk about the cost. I've only ever had expensive hobbies. Oh, look at this. Let's see. King Tim says, your gear is insane. I love it. At the moment, I'm only running a Nikon D4300 and a Manfrotto tripod. That's all you need, though, Tom, honestly. As well as my blue microphone, Snowball. Oh, the Snowball's great. I'm using, for live streams, I use the Blue Yeti, which Heather showed me because she has that one. And, man, I didn't know if these were that good or not. And these are just fantastic microphones. I love the Yetis. And then he has a Hero 5. Tom has a Hero 5 Black. Great cameras. Now the Hero 6 is out, which is also great. Of course, this is just the older one. What I'm going to do and what I'm really excited about, which I think you guys should be excited about, is this is just my gear, but I have this times 1,000 at work at the digital media program that I teach and coordinate, where I get to be in charge of all the gear that gets ordered and maintained and stuff. And I've got some crazy big shipments. The stuff we have is just insane. I should walk you guys through that in a video. But I've got some really big gear shipments coming in the next few weeks that I want to do like unboxings and live streams of, because it's just, when else do you get to unbox, $50, $60, $100,000 worth of equipment? I'm real excited for when that gets to happen. So that's kind of where we're at. We sort of cleared out some space on the desk. So let's talk about this bag. There's a couple of reasons I chose this bag specifically, which is the ThinkTank something or other hard drive version 2. Again, not a sponsored thing. I paid for this with my own money. It's a new bag. I couldn't find a ton of reviews on it, but the ones I did find were very positive. It's big, but it's not like crazy big. I'm 5'10" and about 150 pounds, and this bag is, this size on me. It's not total hard shell, but it is very rigid, so it feels protected. It's overhead bin size. I believe it's also supposed to fit under the seats of most planes. I would never check this equipment in a plane. No way. This bag should be able to hold all of this stuff, because what I've been doing is traveling with this bag, plus like a tech backpack that has a lot of cables in it, plus if I go with my GoPro, then I have this case that has a GoPro in it, plus if I go with my drone, I did a review on this case, but I have a separate case that has my drone and all like the drone batteries and stuff in it. So that's fine if I'm going on a car trip or whatever, but if I'm traveling and I need to move around a lot or go on a plane, I can't carry that stuff. So I need something that it can all fit in one thing that I can carry in addition to like my regular suitcase with luggage. So that's my goal here, is to find a home for all of this stuff. So we're going to jump into this bag and a couple of the key features. I'm not going to lie, one of the biggest key features of this bag for me is that like the zipper pulls, and on the inside a lot of the accents are blue. I have a thing for blue, if you didn't know that. So like it's kind of dumb, but that was like one of the selling points for me, which is kind of stupid, but that's me. So anyway, this has like minimal pockets on the outside, but useful pockets on the outside. It's got this big one here. Maybe I could, actually this is fine. It's got this big pocket here, which they're not super stretchy, so it's not gonna end up being this big bulky bag, but it can still hold a decent amount of, especially just pens and smaller items can fit in here really well. It's got sort of a miscellaneous thing down here that does stretch out a bit. Each side has a stretchy pouch for like a water bottle or something. And then a bag that opens up with like a stretchy thing. You could probably fit a bigger water bottle. Got like key lanyards and little like tags to hang things, keys and whatnot off of, which is cool. The bag has really nice zippers, which sounds dumb, but zippers with camera bags are huge. You can't have them fail. You also don't want your zippers to like get jammed up. I will say this Tenba bag, the zippers get jammed up on it sometimes. They get like material caught in them, and it sucks to be at the airport or walking through a city and you're like, oh no, it's raining and my zipper's stuck. This bag has tons of padding here, which I really like. These shoulder straps are like super duper padded. They got little pockets here for, I don't know, chapsticks or memory cards or something. Lots of stuff to just hang different things from, slide things into. I appreciate all the different mounting options that are there. All the different padding options. There's a nice, super padded pocket here for a laptop or a tablet. Should be up to a 15-inch laptop. There's a business card holder at the top. And then the main thing with this bag is the main compartment, which is right there. And that's a lot of space. This is a pretty deep thing too. So it goes basically the full depth of the bag. You can configure this however you want. Comes with a rain pouch to cover it up. And then the pockets on the inside of the bag can hold stuff. They have a decent amount of space. They're also semi-see-through, which is really cool because you don't have to dig through a pocket to see what's in it. You can just see the contents before you go in it. So those are like the basic features. It also does have some straps to mount a tripod to it, and then you can pull out this little tripod thing where the legs go in and the tripod kind of mounts on the back here. A couple things that are different from the Lowepro bag I was looking at, or the Lowepro bag, which I also have on the way to see if I like that. This bag opens from the front for the main compartment. Some people don't like that because if you're standing in line, someone could just come up behind you and there's all your gear. I've never had anyone try to do that. Never know, though, when you're traveling, what's going to happen. The zippers do have the ability to lock together, though, so you can put a luggage lock through those. So if you're really worried you're going somewhere super shady, you could always just lock it up. The other thing is the other bag that I'm looking at, when you're wearing it, you can sling it to your side, and this unzips, and you can actually just get to your camera from right here. So that's kind of cool. I don't know, I've never had a bag that did that. But it also didn't have the outer features that this one does. So, and I like the styling of this one better. Like, not to be super vain, but you know me. I'm all about that fashion. Let's see. Just checking in with comments real quick. Sandra says, blue metaphysically relates to the voice chakra. I'm a talker. That's interesting. I'm obsessed with blue. Which is funny though you say I'm a talker because I'm super introverted when I'm just, I guess everybody's both really, but I like to stick to myself. As Sandra's pointing out, an office on your back, nice bag. No way the airlines would take that and put it below. Yeah, no, there's a nice trick that I learned from Peter McKinnon, which totally works. It's not even really a trick. It's just like, I travel a lot for work, and they give us the worst possible seats because they're the cheap seats. So you're always in like group 12, and you're in the back of the plane next to the bathroom, and all the compartments are full. But as soon as they start boarding the plane, if you just go up and just tell the airline person, or even before, if you just go like, hey, I'm a photographer, there's a bunch of really expensive gear in this bag, can I just get on a little bit early to make sure I have a spot for it? They've said yes every time to me. It's pretty reasonable. So that's kind of a cool little airline trick, I guess, that I learned from the YouTubes. So let's see how this stuff fits in here, play around with some configuration options, turn on the overhead camera. There we go. Alrighty, so here we go. So the main compartment's here. Reconfiguring a camera bag is kind of like an art, so it's very unlikely that whatever I settle on during this live stream is going to be what I like, going to be what I settle on permanently. But at the same time, I just want to see if I can actually fit the things that I want to fit in here, because that is something important here. There, you can see me now in the corner, so we can. I feel weird if like it's just my hands in the bag. So anyway, here's the bag. The main things. Let's just start with the main things. Here's an important thing with this bag. The 6D with the grip should fit, and it does. There's actually more than enough room. The 6D with the grip fits below the things here. So this can hold a really tall, really big camera, which is awesome, although I don't usually leave it gripped. Typically, if I were traveling with this camera, I would have a lens on it. It would probably be the 16 to 35, since that's my current weapon of choice. So it'd probably look something like that, and I'd probably put that right in the front, because that is the typical camera spot. I'm gonna get lots of Velcro sounds today. Love-hate relationship with Velcro. Okay, so we've got the 6D there. Now, when I'm traveling, obviously, like, something that I'll do for most of the time is, you know, you take all your stuff with you, but then you get to your destination and you empty out the stuff that you don't need to be running around with, like my computer and maybe the battery grip or something, and just travel with what you need for the day. So that's kind of my plan as well. Anyway, 6D. If the 6D is going, we got to have some lenses. Let's pop in the 24 to 105. Pop in the 35. I don't want to forget about the rain thingy, because especially going this summer to Iceland, Switzerland, this is going to be something I need. Pop that in there. Let's see. Got these filters. Seems like there's lots of nice slots for filters. Actually, I'm going to save this area for something kind of special. Filters there. Probably put these filters here. Memory cards can go on the outside. Zoom can go right there. This is holding everything really well. If I wanted the battery grip to be in here, I could probably just place it like this somewhere. See, like I said, I'm going to have to come back and, like, you know, really check this and make it work, but I'm curious now just if everything actually fits. And I apologize if I'm shaking the table. The overhead camera is mounted to my mic stand, which is actually just on the table right here. So if I move the table, the thing shakes. Rode video mic, very important. I'll use this nice big compartment for that. Leave a cable on it. Plenty of room. Like, this is a nice deep bag where nothing is getting pressure and squished, which is exactly what you don't want to have happen to your expensive stuff. My little Sony camera, I actually really like this. It would fit here. I'd fit there really nice, actually. So maybe that's a good spot for it right now. Hard drives. Want to take care of hard drives. We'll keep hard drives here. Now, where things also get weird, I want to take the drone in this bag, so I'm going to take the DJI Mavic controller. The problem when packing the Mavic controller is the joysticks. You don't want them to get damaged or messed with. And they don't come off on the Mavic Pro. So kind of have to put it in at an angle there, but it fits in that little corner pocket. Really nice. If we have time today, I have something really cool to show you for this controller. If there's time, if anybody cares, we'll do that. So the big thing is actually going to take these pads out and fit this guy in here, the Mavic Pro. Wow. There's a lot of room in here. I don't know if you can see this, but the Mavic is in here and there's still enough room. I could fit 2 Mavics in here. That's crazy. So, I mean, that's a good thing. It's not getting, like, you could put the Rode mic on top of the Mavic as padding and then use this. Okay. that's actually kind of crazy. I guess you could even put, like, if you're traveling, you put that over it, one of these little pouches, and then you could put, like, you know, other things on top of it. That's crazy deep. I'm like, you know what? I just had an idea. What if... no, unfortunately, I thought maybe it would be deep enough that the Mavic could fit standing up, and that way it would take up less space. I mean, this is the big Mavic, and it's still, you know, that big to fly a 4K camera, which is amazing. I wish it were, I'm sure I could close it, but I wouldn't want that pressure hitting the drone, so I would prefer it staying down. Definitely put some batteries in there, though, some Mavic batteries. That's what we should do. You could put the Mavic in there, at least when you're traveling with all the stuff, you can maybe then put in some Mavic batteries. Because the other part with this is the accessories, which I didn't really mention. So I'm going to scoot this out of the way, because with the Mavic comes 3 extra batteries in addition to the one that's on the drone, the charger, the hub to charge the batteries. So you can see why shopping for a bag is kind of tricky. Some neutral and some ND filters, extra propellers, power cable, and cable to charge the remote. So it's a lot of extra stuff. Most of this stuff could just fit in the outside bags and get outside pockets and get taken out like at a hotel room. The batteries, though, that wouldn't be great to do with. So I think I can actually quite easily find a way. Well, I'll figure out a more elegant way to do this, and I'll let you know when I do my like full-on review of this bag. But for now, we'll just say that's like the drone compartment. Okay, so that fits all the big stuff there, which I'm pretty impressed with. Let me see how heavy that is. If I close it, zip it up. The bag itself, I forgot to mention, the bag itself is actually super light, like impressively lightweight. Now, not so much. Let's see if it's on my back. Oh. I mean, that's pretty average for a camera bag. It's definitely heavy, but everything that's in it now is stuff I would be taking during traveling from destination to destination. It's not what I would be taking on a day trip. So, you know, a lot of the stuff will get left at a hotel. I'm just seeing what will actually fit in this bag. All right, so let's check out these outer pockets then. Got all that gear on the inside. Boom, outside, 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 and outside. Bam. Okay. Let's turn this so you could actually see it. Let me check in with comments now that we filled up the inside of the bag. How exciting. ThinkTank Streetwalker. Yeah, Streetwalker, Sandra, is a weird... I don't know. Don't forget the tripod. We'd love to see that one fit. The camera I'm recording with is on the tripod, but I'm actually going to be getting... The one I have is a big, heavy tripod. I need to get a nice, lightweight travel tripod. So I'll be updating when I get that. I'm looking for a good travel tripod. Sandra says, it's a wonder you get through check-in. Do they ever have to open the bags? That's actually a great question. It's a reason why these bags are really important, because up until now, traveling with all these different bags, you do have to open them up, take things out, batteries, laptops. Having something like this where I can just open it and everything is right there, and the TSA agents can just look at it and decide like what they need taken out, what can be left in, would make things so much easier. So this bag will save me a lot of time and everyone behind me in line at security a lot of time as well. So I'm pretty excited for that. Let's see. King Tim, you said strap the tripod on the side. This one, it goes on the front, although I would kind of prefer it on the side. And there's a whole like system that I will play with in a second. But just loading things up in here, nice room. Whoa, this is a deep pocket. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is kind of cool though. Let's see if I can center it a little better. This little meshy thing that's inside the pocket is real deep. So I had these extra drone propellers which I could probably just put here instead. I don't damage my propellers often, but when they do get damaged, you can't really fly the drone without them. So, yeah, you need them. Let's see. This pocket on the side would be a great place for the Mavics. The Mavic's charger. There's a little pocket in here. Ooh, there's a little pocket in here too, where I can put these small cables. I like to keep everything together, so like this can be all Mavic stuff for the drone. This side could be all like the other chargers I have for like the Canon and the Sony little camera that I have, and you know, extra Canon. Well, actually, I'd prefer an extra battery in here, where I know exactly where it's gonna be. Business cards definitely go in here. Not that I like do business under the Enthusiasm Project, but I do want people to check it out. So if they see me doing something, I like to be able to go, oh yes, go check out the channel. You know, gotta do that promoting. I can do the filters, memory card holder. All right, this little light, super easy thing to pack because it can just strap to anything. You just clip it on. I mentioned it has a little clip. It's also actually great because then you have a light. If you're somewhere at night, you can actually like, sorry, I should have had this turned towards you the whole time. If you're somewhere at night, you can actually use this to then check out in your bag. It's not that your phone doesn't also have a flashlight, but you know, that can just go there. Even a GoPro could just fit. I wouldn't like to just throw it in there, but it can definitely exist in there. We've got the time-lapse remote. We've got this thing here, which I didn't talk about. It's a nice little iPhone mount for a tripod. They have a bunch of these. This one holds the big iPhone, the 8 Plus, very well. It also, the reason I like this one is it can stand on its own. So that's, if you don't have a tripod, you just have a tabletop. It's really nice that it's sort of self-sufficient. So again, we'll fine-tune this at a later time. Bam, bam. That bag's definitely getting full. That's pretty much it. And we didn't include any GoPro accessories yet. I don't know that there would be room for any more GoPro accessories in this bag. Oh. Let's see, let's check out the laptop compartment. This is like a totally separate thing. There's still, I can't put my laptop in there because I'm using my laptop, but there's definitely enough room for it. The laptop compartment is not affected by all the stuff being smashed in the other thing. It's like, it's got its own separate padding and zippers and stuff. But this is, I realize, pretty nice. Most camera backpacks do open from the back, and that's how you get into the main compartment. This one opens from the front, which I mentioned. It could be bad because people could unzip it, but I just realized with the front being loaded up with stuff, if I had to put it on its front to open it up, that'd be kind of annoying because then everything in here would get smashed. Whereas now I can put it on its back, there's nothing there. It opens up and nothing is getting smashed. Oh, forgot about these pockets inside. Dang, ThinkTank, you thought of everything. I'm sorry, you guys. This is just stuff that came with the bag. Cool. Well, that's awesome because I was getting a little bummed out since I wasn't including a GoPro accessories, and now I can. They don't take up that much space, really. There's the GoPro Charger. That can fit in here. Actually, I put this memory card holder. This should go inside, not outside, for sure. I can even put the... Actually, this could just fit anywhere. The little windscreen for the audio recorder. GoPro Charger. Got this. Did a whole video about this. The GoPro Flex Mount. This is the original with the knockoff thing. This usually I don't pack in bags, although there is room in here. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'll fix that camera again. I think it turns off like every 15 minutes or something. But this I don't normally put in camera bags. I usually clip it to something just so I can grab it more easily. we'll play with that. I'm gonna leave that out for now, actually. Everything else for the GoPro, that's pretty much it. That's the main stuff, and the GoPro itself is in there. So we've got all our stuff in here. I can show you now that I have more room on the desk. But yeah, there it all is. It's pretty messy. It's not how I would normally travel with a camera bag, but proof of concept that stuff can fit. This is saving the space of like 3 to 4 bags, or 2 bags and 2 small cases. It's a big difference. I would love to be able to travel with just this bag and like my luggage bag. That'd be huge if I could do that, especially on longer trips or international trips. So the next thing I'm kind of curious about, inside one of those interior pockets, was this. I don't know what this is. I have an idea. Yes, it's what I thought it was. These are like 2 straps. Well, they're not like 2 straps. They are 2 straps. And what I believe that these are for is these are what go... They have like... Interesting. I know that there's a manual. Thank you for actually including a manual. I really appreciate that. So these are for the tripod or the monopod attachment. It doesn't say how to do it though. I guess you do this. You take this small part here. Oops. What the heck is this? This is very interesting. There we go. That's cool. It's things like that. I like being tough to open because that means they're secure. And then you just pop it on, snap it shut. I like that you can take these off if you're not using them. That is cool. Because sometimes when these are just hanging out, they can get really annoying when you're loading stuff and unloading things. I don't know if you can tell, but I've traveled with a lot of annoying bags, and I don't mean my other travel companions. Sorry. Some travel bags are just like not meant for travel. And so, anyway. There we go. Ooh, okay. How nifty. And then you clip these guys in, I guess. This would get clipped in there. The other one fell on the floor and I don't know, it went somewhere. Here it is. It would clip in here. And then somehow, I guess I don't know, I have to learn how to do it. But that's where you would strap on your tripod. Figure that out. Also should have mentioned, this does have the chest strap and it does have a waistband thing, which is removable. And that's cool because these are really helpful, but sometimes they can get in the way. I like the fact you can remove it. I think that's awesome. Let's see. Checking in with you guys. Heather, Ben is crying outside my door. My films to you. What's up? My films to you. My films to you. Your films to me. It does hold a tripod, but I'm using my tripod, so I can't test that out right now. I do have a monopod, though. So it would go... I have to learn how these straps work. At some point, though, it gets strapped there, and then you can just put it there and like strap it here. And there's also another pouch that comes out and can hold a tripod if it's taller. So the answer is yes. I just haven't done that yet. Because the thing that I do need strapped to the outside of my bag is the GorillaPod, which these straps will do that. I just don't know how. So... we'll figure that out. That would be really, really boring to watch. So that'll be my like full review on the bag. Let's see. Ben wants camera time. I will let Ben. Of course, I will let Ben in. It's a dog. He's just so clumsy. I'll let him in though. Let me just catch up with comments. It looks heavy, but if the bag is lightweight. Heather says when I'm done, let her know. She's got a surprise. Check out Scott Vests. You probably like their line. Lots of hidden pockets. Oh, yeah. See, vests and jackets are awesome. I live in the desert, though. It's super hot, and it sucks because I don't get to use cool stuff like that. My films to you, asking how much is the backpack. This was $210, I think, which is a lot. But in the world of camera bags, it's actually not a lot because camera stuff is expensive. I keep my bags a long time. The last time I bought a camera backpack was in 2010. It's 2018 if you didn't know. So I keep them for a long time. Anyway, Sandra asked about the weight. So let's check out the weight of this sucker. Oof. Okay. So obviously, like I said, with all of that stuff in it, this is not what I would then go hiking for. Like hiking for the day. This would be like from airport to Uber to hotel, you know, from destination to another to then unpack. But it's not too bad. Let me see here. Oof. Does it look super dorky? I mean, that's a big backpack, but it's not that crazy. It's actually not that heavy at all. These shoulder pads are really, really soft. And then it's got this little guy here. Ooh, that makes a big difference. I guess if it were super heavy, I could use the waist strap. But I don't even have that set up. Okay. So it's heavy, but for traveling with all your gear, it's actually not bad at all. And considering, like I said before, it's taking the place of, you know, 2 or 3 bags. Come on. And this blue stripe right here, it's pretty dope. Come on. Blue stripe. No matter what I'm wearing, I get to wear blue. It's pretty cool. I forgot my little tripod. So these are the things I forgot to pack into it, but I'm sure there's a way to do that. Yeah, so first impressions of this bag are that I really like it. It's super comfortable. I'm really impressed with how like cushy and soft this is. I should go on like a walk around the neighborhood and like see what it feels like afterwards, but I'm going around some places this weekend. Maybe I'll travel with it a bit. It's nice though. It's really, really shockingly comfortable considering what's in it. I'm going to keep it on for a bit while I talk just to kind of like do that. Yeah, so I really like this. I'm interested to see what the Lowepro's like because it's been around longer and it's getting like crazy good review. It's gotten crazy good reviews for a number of years. But yeah, this one, what I really like about this bag so far is I like that when I was loading it up, I was confused about why they had it unzipped from the front instead of the back. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the last camera bag I got in 2010. So I've had this bag for a number of years. It's a Dakine bag. They normally do snowboards and stuff, but this is a camera bag. It's a cool bag. It's smaller than this one. The problem I have with this bag is it's hard. Once it's loaded with camera gear, you can't fit anything else. You can't fit a computer. You can't fit a tablet. It's like just camera gear. There's no way I could fit all the stuff I fit in this bag in here. But when I'm talking about, the straps are right here, and when you open it up, that's where you go to get in the actual bag. You can see like how much less space there is in this bag. And that was kind of bothering me at first because this is a nice security thing. When this is against your back, no one can do anything about that. But ThinkTank, I've had several ThinkTank products in the past, and what they are good about is they have think in their name. It really does seem like their stuff is thought out. After loading this bag up and filling out the front pockets and then realizing that I didn't want to set it face down because I was going to crush everything that's in those pockets, but I didn't have to because the bag opens from the front. So you set it on the back, that's nice and flat, open it up. I think that's really going to help protect all the gear that's inside of it. When you think what's inside this bag right now, there's a full DSLR setup with 3 lenses. There's a GoPro setup. There's a Sony point shoot. When I say setup, I mean charger and batteries, the whole deal. There's a drone. There's drone batteries. There's drone remote control. There's audio recorders. There's filters. There's a microphone. There's all the cables and chargers. And sitting here, at least with the bag on this time, like I don't feel any strain or effort at all. Like it's shockingly comfortable, and the weight is very evenly distributed. If I do this, I know I look like a dork, but more so than normal. But that even makes it like, it's like, there's like no weight put on me at all. I don't feel anything. It's pretty rad. I love it. So let's check in with you guys here. When you're almost done, let Ben know. Derek Snyder. Hello, Derek. What's up? Heather says it's 2018. Good to know. Oh, Sandra, you're saying Scott Vest for my trip. I might check into that because that could be really fun. And Capture the Moment says, what if you want to save money? What kind of bag is good? That's what I'm looking for, really. I have this bag, the ThinkTank, the Lowepro on the way. If you have good camera gear, I mean, you're not going to spend under $100 on a bag. Just not. $200 is pretty normal. And then if you get into like the really fancy camera bags, they're like $600-700. I could never buy a camera bag that expensive, but if you go to like a camera shop that really has like a whole bag section, like Capture the Moment, I know you're local. If you go to Camera West and Rancho Mirage, they have a whole room of camera bags, but they're real expensive. They're super nice, but they're real expensive. So this one seems to be suiting my needs really well, which is cool. I'm really happy about it. Now, let's see. First, I think it's probably time for Ben. So, Heather, if you're watching, I have one more thing that I want to share with everyone, but I think we can take a surprise break or a Ben break or whatever first. So we will see if I get special guests right now. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. Water brought to you by the Earth. Uh-oh. What is this? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Ben, come here. Come around. He's stuck on the other end of the table. What you're going to see... so I got an award at work this week, which was pretty exciting. Come on, Ben. And I came home the other day to find both the... There he is. To find both the dogs celebrating my award with these balloons. Ben, pop up here. There he is. There he is. So his balloon says congrats. Which is really nice. And it's hilarious on Ollie, who is small, because you can't see him, but you just see his balloon wandering around the house. So Ben's here. Hooray! Ben is here, everybody. If you want to know where he is and you can't see him because he's low, just look for the balloon. That's where the golden retriever is. Yeah, see, Ben, you're going to get me the subscribers, buddy, as you are. Yeah, so, smash that like button unless you, hate cute dogs. Anyway, the last thing that I actually had that I wanted to show you guys is something that I just got before I came home today, which is this right here, which I think is going to solve a problem I've been having with the DJI Mavic since I got it. And I'm really excited about this possibility. Oh, Ben, here, we need more Ben time. We need some Ollie time here. Ollie, come here, buddy. Sorry, this is now me pandering. Come on, Ollie, come here. See, this is like exercise. What's up, buddy? Come here. You hate to be picked up. Yeah. Oh. Urgh. Okay. So we got this guy here. Oh, careful, buddy. That did not work well. You're good. Oh. Camera bag stayed on. He did not like having no grip on his paws. I'm sorry, Ollie. I love you, Ollie. Ollie. Here, let's switch cameras and see if we can see these dogs. There we go. Ben, come here. This is the dog cam, buddy. Come here, Ben. They just want to leave. They don't want to be on the show anymore. Whatever. Anyway. They're. I put Ollie on the table. He hated it. You put him on the kitchen counter sometimes, and he loves it. So I don't know. There's Ben. Look, dog cam. Dog cam. There's the dog cam. Hello, Ben. Dog cam. There we go. Here. There he is. Oh, this is how the show should be all the time. Who would not watch this every day? He doesn't understand glasses of water. Do you want to say hi, or you just...
terrible, yeah.
You look fantastic. I have a different special guest that's hiding behind the camera right now. So anyway, yay, Heather says hi.
Hi.
What do you think about camera bag?
It looks great. I think you're underestimating how heavy it's gonna be.
Well, but again, I would never
To
go
and fro.
to and fro. Yeah, not like on a day trip. I think it's fine. So,
You have to bring all that stuff anyway.
yeah,
So.
it's just condensing the number of bags I have to bring is the goal. Let me see what people think of the dogs. Hey Ben, nice greeting. Hey, Heather says, yay, Teacher of the Year.
Yay!
That was the award that I won. Yay. My films to you, the guilt is real, must hit the button now. Yes. You could hit it, unhit it, and hit it again. Like it twice. Ollie Wino star. Ollie had a star. His was the most hilarious one, but it's currently stuck in a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have it. Capture the Moment says, can that bag pack puns? That is the most important piece of luggage of all when traveling. So the pun bag, yes it can. And Sandra says, hey Heather.
Hi.
Okay, so anyway, I've been teasing this thing, which now is like overhyped. Ben, do you want to see this? Come here. Hop up. Yeah. There he is. He's such a good dog. Oh, he's a good boy. You look real good on camera, Ben. You're very photogenic. You could just, if I leave and you stay here, you could just host this stream. Anyway, the issue I've been having with the DJI Mavic is hopefully going to be solved with this. So let me open this up. It's the Polar Pro. Ooh, almost cut my fingers off. That's how you get views, is self-harm. Accidental self-harm. It's the Mavic Pro phone mount. So I'll explain why I wanted this. And I think it's going to make my life much easier. So here we go. I really like Polar Pro accessories. If you have a Mavic, they make like ND filters, they make batteries, or not batteries, like battery cases and all kinds of stuff. Their stuff is really nice quality. So this does a few things. I actually need to get the drone out of the bag. Full disclosure, bag definitely feeling heavy right now. So I'm gonna take it off, the bag that is.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you kidding?
I go to Energym though, so I'm like,
There's no
I'm buff.
way.
Heather's trying on the bag right now. You can see, yes. You can see your back.
Oh my gosh.
But aren't the cushion? Oh, your cushion. You have the pads on backwards.
I know.
They're quite cushy though.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the issue that I have with the DJI Mavic. Do you happen to have or see an iPhone cable? Like just a iPhone cord? The controller. I kind of do. Actually, I forgot to grab one before. Thank you.
A charger?
Yeah, just any iPhone cable. So here's the issue that I've been having with the DJI Mavic. It has this remote. This remote is pretty awesome. The Mavic Air that just came out has a very similar remote, and so does the Spark. With the Mavic Air, though, DJI got smart, and you can actually twist off these controller knobs, and then the remote is flat, so when you put it in your bag or whatever, these don't risk getting damaged. Ben does not know how to bring things. I just need this cable real quick, just to kind of use as an example. So, what's really cool about the Mavic, it's a small drone, it's barely bigger than this. Here, it's in this camera bag that I just got. Under all these batteries. Nothing like watching me unpack the bag, you just watch me pack. Okay, so the Mavic. The whole thing when this drone came out, and now there are several other drones, in its space within the market, is that it's small and portable. It unfolds very quickly and very easily. And then, boom, you have a 4K camera that can fly really far, really fast, really reliably. The thing that this has over any of the other drones this size, the Spark or the Mavic Air, that this remote runs on radio frequencies and not Wi-Fi, making it much, much more reliable. But the whole thing about this drone is portability. So it's the ability to just fold it up. And I've done this many times where we just go, fly it real quick, and then in 2 seconds, you have it like this, and you're done. You're done with the drone. So if you've ever used a DJI Phantom, it's their bigger drone, the white one that kind of, I think a lot of people are really familiar with the way it looks, the big like white thing. It has this big giant controller on it. Some have a built-in screen. It's really nice. It has a lot of really great features, but it's huge. It's bigger than this, just the remote control. So the Mavic has this nice, small remote control. And what you do, you just pop up the antennas, you open up these little handle things, and then you actually put your smartphone in there, and the controller gives you all the critical flight information, whereas your phone is then the display that you can like see what you're filming and stuff. I have the iPhone 8 Plus. In order to fit it in here, you have to take it out of the case. It barely fits the plus size phone. It does fit, it's fine. But it barely fits it. And so when you're flying, this is kind of what you have. This nice little like control. You got your phone here, and it's really great. This is smart. This is just straight up smart. The thing I don't like about it is that one, you have to take the case off of your phone. I keep a case on my phone to protect it. I'm usually flying my drone outside in places that I don't want my phone to get damaged, you know, rocks and dirt and stuff. And it really sucks to then have to be taking it out of a case, popping in here. Like, it hinders the whole point, which is the speed and the portability. The other thing I don't like is that the phone has to be plugged into the controller. That's how you get the feed. So there's a little like iPhone plug here, and it's really hard. It's really hard to plug it in. It's just obnoxiously annoying. It's also not super reliable. It's easy, especially with this bigger phone, to kind of like accidentally bump it out. Just for reference, I have my old iPhone 6 right here. This is like the regular sized iPhone. I use it to play music that I play drums to. The iPhone 6, the size fits in here much more easily than the 8 Plus, but you still have the problem plugging it in. It still has to be outside of a case. So if you have an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 6, the regular size iPhone, still have to take it out of the case. It's a long-winded way of saying that's what this thing from Lowepro is for. So this thing is basically a mount that is supposed to mount your phone up here instead of down here. And it's supposed to work, as you can kind of see here, it's wider so your phone can fit in it while in the case. It has a little lock that you can open it up, pop your phone in, tighten it down. Oh, I didn't do it enough. That's it. It locks the phone in fairly secure. So the phone can be there in the case. Took me 2 seconds to do that. And this part is the part I'm a little unsure of. I know you're supposed to take this. Wait, what? Watching me figure stuff out is fun. Instructions. They're things I need. Luckily, they're right here. So, ka-chow. But step one, I already freaking messed up. Okay, so step one is take the base thingy and mount this into it. Oh, cool. There's 1/4-20 mounts all over this phone part, so you can mount it any way that works for you and your phone. iPhone, Android, it shouldn't matter. Boom. So there's the whole thing all together. I think it's supposed to look more like this. Yeah. It's supposed to look like that. Then, how does it get mounted? Huh. Okay. So then, oh, okay. This goes on the bottom of the controller, and this pops up on the top. And I know you're supposed to like really pop it in. Let me see something. This is made out of like rubbery stuff, so I don't think it's going to scratch the Mavic remote. There is a little USB thing here. This has a hole in it, so it's supposed to go around the USB, pop on. I know it's supposed to really pop on. Nice. Okay. Position it where I want it. Pop the phone in here. Do that. Tighten it down. Now. Okay, cool. I like this. So now, it's sort of the same thing. Instead of being down here, your phone's up there, which is actually a little easier. I'm not looking down like this, looking up like that. It's kind of cool. Phone is still in the case, and then you just have to plug it in. I don't even think I need a different cord, actually. Some people are saying you need a different cord. You're supposed to plug in a cord to this USB and then into your phone. But honestly, I think I can just use the same one. This is long enough. No, it's not long enough. Never mind. Wah, wah. So that's why the internet was right once again. Damn you, internet. Anyway, we'll just leave that there for now. So I'll just need to get a slightly shorter thingamabobber. But this just goes here. Ba-jam. And then, let's turn on the drone and make sure it still works. Make sure the feed still works. Boom. So there we go. Power on controller. Power on phone. Open up the DJI app, which is not as terrible as it used to be. Turn on the drone. It's that sweet sound. Oh, he hates drones. There you go. There's the sound. Sound of success. Let's see. Waiting. No picture on the phone yet. Drone is on. This is interesting. I need like a special thingy-mabobber. Oh, wait. Oh, I had this cord still plugged in, and it wasn't showing up. As soon as I unplugged it, it switched to this other cord. Very important thing to know. Okay, but it's working now. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's an image there. It's the drone. So now if I wanted to fly the drone, which I'm not going to do in here, sorry, internet. Cool, this is actually way more comfortable just from what I've been used to. All right, so Polar Pro. I'm impressed, guys. I'm real impressed. Well, oh well. Let's see if it pops back up. Hey, look. I think I'm back. Maybe. Am I back? Sorry, the drone is now... There's no video. Ciao. You know what? Am I back? I think I just ruined it though. Sorry guys, crazy weird technical problems. My OBS connection totally cut out. I think the drone was interfering with something. I think I'm back. I think I'm good. Sorry about that. That's probably a good cue to wrap it up because I've gone all over the place now. We've had dogs and drones and bags. It's a fun time. And what, we're going for an hour and 15 minutes? It's definitely a good time to start wrapping it up. So to sum up everything we've gone through, this is a little piece of gear, this Polar Pro mount to get your phone on the Mavic's remote without having to take it out of a case. It's getting mad at me. And without losing connection to the remote from the phone, which is great because it sucks if you're flying it and suddenly the picture goes out. It's not great. So that solves that problem. Real happy about it. It solves it real easily and elegantly. So I am quite the fan of that. How do you take it out? You just pop it off, I guess. Yeah, it just slides right off. No damage, no scratches, nothing. And then it just folds up and goes away. I like it. This is a cool little thing. It doesn't take up much space in a bag, which is important. Because the main thing we talked about today was the ThinkTank. Here, let's move all this stuff here so I can show you that one last time. It was the ThinkTank Streetwalker version 2. Hard drive version, I don't know, it's a weird name. I think it's called hard drive because it holds a computer. This camera bag, which holds the drone, the DSLR, the point and shoot, microphones, filters, basically every piece of tech gear that I travel with that normally is spread across 3 bags can be held in this one bag. Yeah, it's heavy when it's full of all that stuff, but it's way better than having to carry 3 separate bags. So far, this bag is definitely getting a big thumbs up from me. I'm a big fan of it. It's a nice looking bag. It feels really quality. The zippers are nice. You know, the only thing now is to like fine tune it the way I pack it and then actually go on trips with it and see how it holds up. I do have the Lowepro Protactic 450 on the way to test out and compare and see which one I like best, and that'll be the one I keep and travel all over the place with. But so far, I mean, I would be very satisfied with just this bag. I'm just a curious person. I want to know all my options, so I ordered the other one. Okay, before we wrap it up, I'm going to check in with you guys one more time. Thank you for hanging out and watching. I really appreciate that. Let's see. The Ben floating star reminds me of the Topper movie. Sandra says the star was moving by itself. I don't know what the Topper movie is, but it does look hilarious, so that's for sure. So that's pretty much it. I also want to say thanks. If I think most people I've talked to on the chat are people who've been around for a while, and I believe you're subscribed. But if anyone's watching or does watch this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel right now by clicking the button below. Lately, in the last 10 days, I've gotten like 170 new subscribers, which is kind of unprecedented. So welcome if you're new. If you've been around, thank you, and thanks to everybody for watching. So really, like, starting a YouTube channel is totally a passion project for me, but it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done. I even, check this out. It's not merch, but it's, I think you can see it. It's, oh wait, I'm totally blocking it. There we go. I even printed out an Enthusiasm Project, designed and printed, I would be a terrible weather person, an Enthusiasm Project poster to hang up on my wall, which is cool. That, I don't know, it's cool to have an idea that becomes a thing. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the community you guys are helping to build, and the support and the positivity and the enthusiasm that everyone brings forward is just genuinely fun and awesome. So appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to do so you get new videos every Tuesday, new live streams every week, usually on Sundays, sometimes on random Fridays. Whatever. It is what it is. But thank you guys so much. That's pretty much it. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you, here's what I can help you with. If you are interested in, talking to me outside of streams or videos or anything, go ahead and follow me here at SoDarnTom. That is my handle on Twitter and Instagram. I prefer Instagram, just FYI, but if you want to check out what I'm up to or send me messages or ask questions or whatever, feel free to do that. Obviously, you can ask questions in the comments below on this or any video, and I try to make sure to respond to every single comment and question because I really appreciate the time people take to create them. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Really hope you enjoy the rest of your Fridays. I really hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a stream this Sunday, but I'd like to. But if I don't, then see you in a new video on Tuesday and new streams next week and all over them there internet. So thanks so much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys later.